Hey, what's up guys? Just doing a quick video to show off some of the new products that 8BitDo just announced on their website for the NES 40th anniversary. They have a few pretty good things, it looks like, for this event. And then there's one thing that's kind of like out of touch with reality, and we're going to talk about that towards the end of the video. But let's jump right into it right here. If you go over to 8BitDo's website, you can immediately see on their front page, which you'll have to click and then get to this page. So if we go here, and then you'll have all the pre-order stuff. And like you can see in the picture here, there's a custom controller, a keyboard that looks just like the classic NES keyboard they've had out for a while, a sound cube, which is NES themed, which looks pretty good. It's a 360 speaker. And then of course your end mouse that they've also had out for a while, and everything is NES themed with the classic red and black and gray color scheme. So as we scroll down, we're going to see the collection. So the first thing we're going to look at is this Retro Cube 2 speaker in addition. The Cube speaker has come out before, and it was something that sold really well for 8BitDo. It sold out, and then we didn't really see it again. And it's good to see it back because from my understanding, it was a pretty good sounding speaker, and the aesthetic of it looks great, and it's something that I didn't personally have a chance to get last time, so I may end up picking it up this go around. And let's go down here. It's NES inspired. It's got the D-pad on the top, wireless charging dock because it is a wireless portable speaker, and as you can see, it's not much bigger than a Rubik's Cube. Stereo sound, wireless charging, it's got a microphone and a USB-C adapter. All right, let's see what the price for this guy is. And one thing about 8BitDo's website that I really don't like is they generally don't show the pricing a lot of the times on the information parts of the website. We have to go into the ordering part. And it looks like this is going to ship on December 12th of 2025, and it's going to be 50 bucks. So not a terrible price for a wireless 360 speaker with a microphone. So you can use this if you're in calls or anything like that, as well as hear it coming back out. So that's pretty neat. Will look really good on a shelf for anyone who's a collector, especially a retro collector. So I will probably put it somewhere back there in this room. That way I have it hooked up. All right, so let's close out of this and go back over here. And then we have the Ultimate 2 Bluetooth N40 edition, which I have already pre-ordered this. I pre-ordered it a little bit before making this video. And it's their standard Ultimate 2 Bluetooth controller, which has been out for a while. It's just the NES 40th limited edition. So we can look at it and let's try to find a good picture. This is the stuff it's going to come with the limited edition set, which for $79.99 is not bad at all because this controller normally runs $60 to $70 on its own, I believe. I think you can find it on Amazon sometimes for about 50 or 60, but either way, with everything it's coming with, it's a pretty good deal. You're going to have your NES inspired case for the controller, which looks like the NES console. You're going to have the wireless adapter, which lets you plug into the standard NES. That way you can use this with a regular NES. I don't really know what these little guys are. I'm sure it'll say down somewhere in the description, these little buttons or keycaps or whatever they are. You've got the dock that comes with it, which is also NES inspired. From my understanding, you're also going to get this little keychain, which is a little tiny tribute to the Rob robot from Nintendo, which is pretty neat because this limited edition set is the only place I think you're going to be able to get this little robot keychain. You're going to get a certificate showing how many they made, which I don't know how many of these they're making. Oh, that's what they are. They're keycaps for the thumbsticks that come with it, if you want to add those on there. And the controller itself looks pretty good. Let's see if we can find some better photos. I love the red lighting underneath the thumbstick. Looks pretty good. Looks like your adapter gets hidden away in the dock. All right, it looks like they don't have any super great pictures, so we're gonna have to go off this one here. So some of the things that you have on it, it's of course your black and gray and red color scheme. It's got dates all over there, which are release dates for different Nintendo consoles. And then over here in red, you'll see the NES release date. So it's signifying that this was the NES release date. You've got it set up in the way that Nintendo has always had their controllers, with the B and the A, the Y and the X. And then down here, it has the B and the A printed, which is reminiscent to the original game controller. This will work on the original NES console, as stated earlier with the adapter. It will work on Windows, and it will work on your Switch 1 and 2. So it's a very versatile controller. Now, currently on their website, I don't remember what the date is for ending, but if you pre-order, currently you do get $5 off. So it comes up at $75 instead of $79, which again is not a terrible price for this controller. It's probably the best third-party non-Nintendo controller that you can get at the moment. All right, now let's go to the big elephant in the room. It's the Retro 68 keyboard N40 edition. Now, everyone has seen this keyboard. 8BitDo's had this keyboard out for quite a while. You can pick it up for about $79, I think, at most places. Best Buy sells it, Amazon sells it. You can get it off the website. They also have a larger 108 key edition. Everything on it is very themed to the NES, and then it comes with these two big buttons. The problem with this guy here is what we're going to see when we go down into it, which I'm going to go over first before we start looking at it. So let's go over to the order on the eShop worldwide. Retro 68 keyboard NES 40th limited edition ships on January 2026. And then right below it, you see this $499.99. It's a $500 keyboard. And at first, I couldn't really figure out why this keyboard was being sold so much more than the regular version. Outside of it has a few like NES 40th edition logos and whatnot on it. And it's got a cute custom box. So inside the box, it's going to have the mechanical keyboard, the dual super buttons, the USB cable, the 2.4 gig adapter, the protective pouch, the certificate for collection, and the instruction manual. And on the sales page, it doesn't tell you anything else. It doesn't tell you why it's $500. I initially thought this was a typo, but after doing some digging, apparently it's not a typo. So let's go down here and see why this is costing so much. And then the first thing we see here, aluminum plate. So it looks like they've used aluminum to build this keyboard, and a lot of people may know this, a lot of people may not. There are heavy tariffs on aluminum right now. So that's going to go into the pricing of the keyboard a little bit, but I can't imagine that the tariffs are so high that this is a legit $500 keyboard. Outside of that, it's got the same stuff. It's got your 68 keys. You can swap out your keys, the volume knobs, things of that nature. It's got the programmable keys, which the $79 version has as well. It just looks like it has aluminum alloy keycaps and aluminum alloy body. So it's just a metal keyboard. At the price of $500, I can't imagine a lot of people are going to be buying this unit. While it looks absolutely amazing, I think the only places we're going to see this keyboard is tech reviewers who get this for free from 8BitDo. I imagine you're going to see a few different tech reviewers and probably a lot of the retro community enthusiasts that are out there will probably get one of these just to show off as a sample. But outside of that, I mean, I'm personally not going to spend $500 just for an aluminum keyboard. It's going to have to do a lot more than this to warrant $500. So I feel like 8BitDo is a little out of touch with their customer base at this point. I think this is one of those things that they've probably made in a very limited number. They threw it out there hoping that the whales are going to pick it up. Your collectors who just have to collect everything. But I can tell you that most of the people watching this channel are not going to be spending $500 on this keyboard. I imagine a big chunk of the retro community is not going to be spending $500. So let me know what you think about the price of this keyboard down in the comments below. So that's going to be it for this. Like I said, I just wanted to show these things off because 8BitDo just released them within the last 24 hours. The controller is absolutely, to me, a must buy. Like, this thing just looks so good. And here's a better photo than what I found earlier. Let's go back to it. You can see all the dates on there. It lights up with the red. It's got your bumpers on the back. It's got the standard red and gray and black scheme. It just looks really good. And that dock absolutely nails the aesthetic for this controller. And like I said, I have no problem with this for $79. It's priced very fairly when you see what the third-party controller market is like, especially for things that work with the Switch 2. So let me know what you guys think about the controller, what you think about the Bluetooth speaker, and again, let me know what you think about the $500 aluminum keyboard. As always, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. If you want to see more content like this or retro content in general, check out my channel, my playlist. I have lots of videos on how-tos, history of retro games, and videos just like this one showing new products coming out. With that said, thanks for watching, and as always, keep on gaming.